First and foremost, I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to the Akim pushing his truth in sincerity by Shimroka Kodash. I was watching this interview between Tucker Carlson and Kyle Rittenhouse, and I did a little bit of investigation. I was looking into it because that's what we do. We look into things that are going on. But if you don't know who Kyle Rittenhouse is, this young he's 18, I guess now, 18-year-old man, that was found not guilty, okay, for a shooting, in Kenosha, Wisconsin. But I'm gonna read this. It says on August 25th, 2020, Kyle Rittenhouse, a 17-year-old from Antioch, Illinois, fatally shot 2 men and wounded another in Kenosha, Wisconsin during the protest, riots, and civil unrest that followed the shooting of a black man, Jacob Blake, by a white police officer. Rittenhouse and the 3 men he shot were white. Rittenhouse had armed himself with a semi-automatic AR-15 style rifle and had joined a group of armed men who said they were in Kenosha to protect businesses. Rittenhouse said he was there to protect a car dealership from being vandalized and to provide medical aid. And it's interesting how this kid, Kyle Rittenhouse, he's 17, how he was found not guilty, okay, and for shooting 2 men and wounding one, okay, at protests, okay, at a so-called Black Lives Matter protest, okay. The story to me, it doesn't add up, but obviously to the American judicial system, it does. So I was, I've been looking into it, and one of the things I want to point out first, it says that he's from Antioch, Illinois. Okay, but he says he worked as a lifeguard in Kenosha County. Okay, but he's actually from Antioch, Illinois. When you look at this, it's about 32 minutes away, 21 miles. Okay, and I want to play a little bit of this video, and I want to play another video. I want to produce some evidence, if you will, and basically, I want to prove the point that this dude is not as innocent as they're making him to be. Okay, this guy Tucker Carlson has went as far as calling him a sweet kid. Okay, but to us, we know that they're Edomites. Okay, and there ain't nothing sweet about an Edomite. Okay, so let's play this, and then we'll play another video. Lord willing, this will be edifying. I'll get some scriptures, and Lord willing, it'll be edifying. But let's go ahead.
So tell me, Kyle, how you wound up in Kenosha that day.
Well, it actually started on August 24th. I was working my job as a lifeguard at the Recplex in Kenosha County, and then
he was working his job as a lifeguard. Something I didn't catch that last part. What actually he was doing, but in Kenosha County, okay.
And the riots were still going on, and a curfew was implied.
So a curfew was implied. So after he worked, instead of going back to Antioch, he stays in Kenosha with a friend. Just.
I went to Dominic Black's house, and I stayed the night over there, and saw the videos of the riots and the arson going on.
What'd you think of it?
It was upsetting because Kenosha is my community, and
Kenosha's not really his community. He really lives 30 minutes away in Antioch, okay, according to Wikipedia, you see. So, this guy says he was working as a lifeguard in Kenosha County. It doesn't tell you where in Kenosha, okay, but the riots and the unrest were going on in Kenosha. So after work, he decides to go to his friend Dominic Black's house, where he stays the night, and he sees all this commotion going on, and he decides, to eventually go down there to the riots, okay. But who's calling him? Who's telling him, to do this. He's actually doing it on his own will. And not only that, where was the rifle at? He had an AR-15 style rifle. Was it at his friend's house? Was he driving around in his car? And where does a 17-year-old kid, okay, who cannot drink and smoke, get his hands on a rifle? By law, you cannot drink and smoke, right? But yeah, you can own a rifle. How does this guy? How does he get a not guilty sentence?
Just was upset seeing my community up in flames.
Yeah, I bet you were. So you're at your friend's house that night. You've come back from working as a lifeguard.
Yes.
And then
So he just had the rifle in the car? Where did the rifle come into play?
you decide to go in. First, you're cleaning up graffiti, correct?
Yes. So we say the night, I say the night, August 24th. We wake up in the morning and we're talking. We're like, let's go help our community. Let's go see what we can do. And we ended up at Ruther Central High School, where we were cleaning graffiti for a couple hours, and then we met with the owners of Car Source, and we offered to protect their business from fires, making sure the rest of their other two properties didn't get burned down like they did the night prior, and they agreed. We came back. We went back to Dominic's house and hung out there for a little bit, and then we went to Car Source to help protect the property. And
Wow. So hey, the alibi sounds good. It sounds beautiful. You know, he's from Antioch, Illinois. Works as a lifeguard. Okay, in Kenosha. You know, there was a curfew imposed, so he stays the night at his friend's house. They're talking. They're seeing all this riot going on in Kenosha, and this dude basically spends the night, wakes up in the morning, decides to do some community service, goes, cleans up some graffiti, okay, and meets up with some people from a car lot, okay, and volunteers to help protect businesses. So he goes back home with his friend Dominic Black, and then later on that night he returns with a weapon. All right, now, like I had mentioned earlier, where does he get his hands on a weapon? Where was the weapon at? Is it in his name? Did he carry it in his vehicle from where he lives in Antioch to Kenosha to work to, you know, like, sounds like premeditated murder, man.
make sure it didn't set on fire again.
So he put on himself to make sure that the businesses wouldn't stay on fire.
Get there. What do you see?
When I get there, I see in the beginning, the morning of Ruther Central, I see just spray paint everywhere. I see smoke coming from the car source that was burnt down, and it was quite upsetting because that was somebody's business that got destroyed.
Yeah. So you said to the people who own the car lot, I want to protect your cars, and they said, yes, please.
I said, hey, if you, I asked if they needed any help, and they said, yes, if you can.
Wow, they asked a 17-year-old kid if you know, for help. Okay, this is crazy. This is very, very crazy. Okay, let's jump to this one because he also you know, gives Biden a message.
I think I can.
Okay.
I think I can.
I think I can. Kyle, on behalf of Mr. Groskowitz, doesn't mention the fact that
force
this is
after
not
you've
a
exhausted
Salakia.
all other means. Now, in deference to the outcome in this case.
It never had anything to do with race. It had to do with the right to self-defense.
What a sweet kid. I think that comes through loud and clear. Playing hearts in jail. But he seems confused by the descriptions of this case as pertaining somehow to race. What he didn't know when he was locked away for 87 days is that the media, spurred on by Democratic politicians like Joe Biden, immediately branded him a white supremacist. Again, the President of the United States did that, so did several members of Congress. Now, during the trial, one of the prosecutors, Thomas Binger, particularly loathsome character, the government lawyer, mocked Kyle Rittenhouse for putting out fires in Kenosha. It's dishonorable to put out fires, apparently, when BLM sets them. So we asked Kyle Rittenhouse about that. Here's what he said.
I'm not.
That's interesting. You know, in the middle of a, you know, so-called pandemic, you know, you're gonna ask a 17-year-old kid, okay, and who knows if he's juiced, right, to go and help, okay, protect your car lot business. What adult is gonna ask a 17-year-old kid, to protect their car lot business, unless they know that this guy has a gun. They know this guy's trained to shoot. This guy, they could use him as a soldier, as an extra man. Okay, you see, that's how these devils operate. You know, they you know, the law, everything, you know, has to be followed, except when it pertains to them doing wrong. Okay, this guy's alibi is sweet. You know, it sounds planned. You know, this guy's giving him real easy questions, even answering some of the questions for him, and the guy's just agreeing. So it's a very biased. Okay, and it could be set up. Okay, let's continue, because this guy has a message for Biden, who Biden supposedly called him a white supremacist, supposedly.
A racist person. I support the BLM movement. I support peacefully demonstrating. And I believe there needs to be change. I believe there's a lot of prosecutorial misconduct, not just in my case, but in other cases. And it's just amazing to see how much a prosecutor can take advantage of somebody. Like, if they did this to me, imagine what they could have done to a person of color who doesn't maybe have the resources I do, or is not widely publicized like my case.
Right, the resources that he did. You know, he was, I guess, actually able to raise $1 million bail, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, when can Jake? Okay, you know, when have you ever heard of Jake raise $1 million bail? Okay, it's very hard for an Israelite to do that, but yet these guys can. So he is fortunate. Okay.
What did you make of the President of the United States calling you a white supremacist?
Oh, before we go there, I just want to basically speak on the fact that he, you know, he spoke about, you know, if they did this to me, imagine what they would do to a so-called black person or whatever. Now, the thing is, this guy believes that he's innocent. Okay, this guy believes that he was attacked. Therefore, he shot 2 men and killed them and wounded another, you know. And to me, that sounds like somebody on a rampage, you know. But hey, the judicial system sees otherwise. Now, let's go ahead to the Biden, the comment that Biden made, you know, calling him a white supremacist, which, you know, in all actuality, you know, media twists things, and I'm not sure if that comment was made as of late or if it was made before. Okay, you know, to the Proud Boys and things of that, and groups of that, you know, kind, you know, or was it made right after this happened? I'm not sure, but nonetheless, let's go on, because, you know, there's just a bunch of you know, media can entangle messages and information, but let's continue.
Mr. President, if I could say one thing to you, I would urge you to go back and watch the trial and understand the facts before you make a statement.
That's not a small thing to be called that.
Wow, now you got a 17-year-old kid, all right, calling out the president. You see, this is the folly that's going on in America. Okay, and then you got this guy, Tucker Carlson, you know, playing into all this, man. And this kid doesn't look sincere at all, man, you know.
Oh, it's actual malice, defaming my character for him to say something like that.
I mean, why do you think, and it's not simply Biden who said that, it's a lot of people on television have said that, dozens of people have said that. I'm sorry to tell you in case you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's...
You see? You see that laugh? You see? So, you know, this doesn't sound like someone who was fearing for his life. Supposedly he did 97 days in jail. Okay, this is not somebody who was attacked. This is not somebody who was, you know, basically a patriot, you know, that stood up and you know, did more for his country than a lot of other people. You know, this looks like someone who is racist. He's very clever with his words. You know, he can hold a conversation. He's clean cut. His alibi is legit, but it doesn't take away the fact that, you know, their words are smooth like butter. Okay, but, you know, they're smoother than oil, but, you know, really war is in their heart. Okay.
Actually quite hysterical how nobody can go back and look at the facts of the case. He crossed state lines. False. He's a white supremacist. False. None of that is true. And the lies that they can just get away with spreading is just sickening, and it's a disgrace to this.
Right. Maybe he did not cross state lines, direct. Maybe he didn't go from his house to the riots. He said that he did spend the night at his friend's house, but where was the gun? They don't mention that. Where did the gun come into play? How did he get his hands on the gun? Where was the gun at? Okay.
To this country.
I couldn't agree more. So before this, I mean, you're 17 years old, so you're probably not, watching cable news all day or, deeply into politics, or maybe you were. But
nah,
did
he
you
has
know
a weapon.
How dishonest
He's shooting. He's shooting. Beer bottles and whatnot. Nobody addressed that. What is a 17-year-old kid doing with a gun? I don't know the laws in Wisconsin. I could be wrong, but man, you can't even smoke and drink. Okay. But he has a weapon?
events could be?
I didn't. I've never seen something so polarizing in my life when it's obvious self-defense. If you look at the case, you look at the facts, no matter what your opinion is or where you stand, this wasn't a political case. It shouldn't have been a political case. It was made a political case. This had nothing to do with race. And the ways people are twisting this is just sickening.
I think a lot of people watching have reached the same conclusion, and they would like to see you, help make this better by holding some of these liars to account. Do you plan to do that?
I have really good lawyers who are taking care of that right now. So I'm hoping one day there will be accountability for their actions that they did.
Okay, so you're intent on you're not going to let that go.
Like I said, really good lawyers are handling that.
This dude's proud.
So during the trial, was there ever a point where you thought, despite the fact you had all this video evidence on your side bolstering your story, did you ever think, I might go to jail for the rest of my life?
That was a thought I had every single day until I got the not guilty verdict.
Really?
It was because are you aware who Joel Demetris is?
Yes.
So
yeah, man, this, this guy, man, basically, this dude, man, regardless of what, the American judicial system pushes, this dude, obviously acted out on his own will, and basically, if this was Jake, man, Jake would have been serving time, for this, man. This is white supremacy, white privilege at its finest. Okay. And check this picture out. This is him picking his own jury. Okay. The court, okay, they got the people together, but he actually put his hand into this box and actually handpicked his own jury. So if this is not white privilege, I don't know what is. Look at this picture. This is him right next to the judge. Okay, so obviously they think this guy is very articulate. He's they think he's well mannered. They think he's prestigious or whatever the case. And it's all good if you're white. Okay, but if you're Jake, you get shot like Jacob Blake. So. Didn't mean to go so long, but I just wanted to set the tone. Let's get this. This is Zechariah 73. It says, a psalm of Asaph. Truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. You see? And when you see these things, man, and you put two and two together, you get vexed, because, you know, you see these Edomites, man, which are very foolish, and you're like, man, how do they get away with these things, man? You know, I would say that they can commit crimes in broad daylight. They can pick their own jury. They can pose and sit there and watch evidence and you know, be all buddy buddy with the judge. You know, how does these things happen? Okay, you know, you damn near you know, you get angry when you see the prosperity of the wicked. Okay, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there is no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. Right, their strength is firm. Okay, this guy, you know, he's a good old American boy. Okay, you know, he's not in trouble like as Jake is. He's not gonna go through the system like our people. You know, our people, they get buried under the jail, right? They are not in trouble as other men. That's probably what I'm gonna entitle this video. Neither are they plagued like other men. Okay. And he said that he was in jail 97 days. Hey, you know, for all I know, it could be a lie. Trouble, toil, trouble, labor, mischief, right? They're not in mischief as other men. Neither are they plagued like other men, right? The curses, they haven't fall on them, okay? They haven't, you know, they're not plagued like the Israelites, you know? All the curses haven't fell upon them like it is on us, okay? You know, scriptures say we shall wear a yoke of iron upon our neck. Okay, they you know, Edomites, you know, they get applauded and praised, okay, for shooting people, you know, for doing mischief, and you know, for somehow they can get through, you know, they can use the laws for their benefit, but not Jake. It says, therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment. Right, you know, they're just decked out, you know, in pride and violence. You know, they wear it, you know, like a badge of honor. You see this guy laughing, you know, when he's being interviewed. Okay, he's just, you know, he's not in trouble. He's not plagued. You know, he's good. This is their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish, right? Their eyes stand out with fatness. You know, he don't look like he's, you know, going without a meal. He looks like he's very much established in this world. Where's a 17-year-old kid working as a lifeguard? Okay. Cleaning up graffiti, you know, being asked by the car lot owners that if he could protect their business. Where's that at? You know, they got a head start in life. You know, white is right. You know, this good old American boy can do no wrong. He's leave it to Beaver, right? It's, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression, right? He said this is not racist. Okay, he says that he's for BLM. You know, he says that he believes in lawful protest and gathering, okay? But in all actuality, you know, he went down there for some trouble, you know? He's not from there, so where was the weapon? That's my question, you know? You know, you say it's your community, but you're actually 30 minutes away, okay? That's 20-something miles, okay? They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily, right? They speak wickedly concerning oppression. Okay, they says, you know, he says that, you know, if it was a black man, you know, what they would have done to him. Look at what they did to me. You know, you're not in trouble as other men. You're not in trouble as the so-called black man, Hispanic, or Native American man. They set their mouths against the heavens and their tongue walketh through the earth, right? And this kid uses his tongue to walk through the earth. He has a, you know, sweet alibi. You know, everything seems to match up. He says, oh, you got to look at the facts. He's telling Joe Biden to look at the facts. You know, controlled opposition. It could have been all set up, man. Because look at this. Where's that at? Salak. Let's get this. Check this out. Now, this happened. 5 dead in Wisconsin after driver plows SUV into holiday parade. Officials said dozens of people were struck after the vehicle sped down the street during the Christmas parade in Waukesha, near Milwaukee. Okay, so this happens days later. Okay, he's pronounced not guilty. You know, this guy. He looks like Jake. Where is he at? This Jake guy, okay, and you can look him up, but he basically plows into a Christmas parade, you know, in the same state, around the same area. Okay, so man, you know, this thing could be this could all be a setup, man. Man drives into crowd at Wisconsin holiday parade. That's the SUV, the red SUV. And this is miles from Kenosha. This is in Wisconsin. This happened days after the not guilty. Because Esau's smart, man. He knows how to divert people's attention. Okay, he knows how to, problem, reaction, solution. You know, and who's the monster? Jake. But this kid, he's good. He's all right, man. You know, he did it. He did everything in his power to, according to the law. See, they got a picture of this guy.
Subject was taken into custody a short distance from the scene, and we are confident he acted alone. There is no evidence that this is a terrorist incident. At this time, the Washoe Police Department is referring 5 counts of person.
Yeah.
Minutes after an incident occurred.
You know, you might call it a coincidence. I don't, you know. Keisha, man. Arrested. I just want to show his face. Daryl Brooks, this guy. Okay. This guy did this days after this kid was given a non-guilty verdict. Where is this guy? This guy. Okay. He's the face of evil now. Okay. So they know how to divert your attention, man. You know, they're good. These Edomites are good, man. The scriptures say they do a diligent search, okay? It says they set their mouth against the heavens and their tongue walketh through the earth, okay? Let's turn down to 17. Until I went into the sanctuary, the Most High then understood either end, right? Until you come into the truth, then you really understand, okay, the end of these Edomites and their whole scheme, okay, and what they're about. They're constantly accusing Jake of being monsters, but yet when their people do something, they get a pass. No, it's within the law. No, they're good. That surely thou didst set them in slippery places, that casted them down in destruction. How art they brought into desolation? As in a moment they are utterly consumed with terrors. And see, if someone's gonna pay, they have to pay, I should say, for what they do. The Lord set them in slippery places. The Lord, he sees all things. Okay, they're going to be brought into desolation, as in a moment they are utterly consumed with terrors. Okay. This is Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Right. Whose possessors slay them. Right. They possess us, man. We are still under captivity on the so-called Edomite. Okay, the so-called white men, the Edomites, I should say. And they hold themselves not guilty. See, this guy's not guilty. And I knew he wasn't not guilty. I had done a video a couple of days back. I knew he wasn't going to be guilty. I knew it, because, they're basically trying to show you, Jakes out there, that they can do whatever they want, They're white. They have white privilege, and that's just of a fact. Okay. I want to get this and end it out. This is Hebrews 12:8. But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons? Okay, so they're bastards, man. Okay, they're bastards, man. You know, they're bastards because they don't get chastised, man. The Lord has, there's no, you know, there's no bands in their hands. You know, there's no stopping them. I think it's 1 Peter 4. Let's see. Salakia. I know I'm all over the place. Lord willing, this will be edifying. Wow, no judgment? You can't find judgment, huh? What does the scripture say? Let's see. Two. It's in the book of Peter, so I want to get this last scripture. 2 Peter 2:9. This is 2 Peter 2. This is the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment. Right. So this, you know, these you know, Edomites, man, don't think they're gonna get away, man. You know, ultimately they're gonna be judged, okay, because they're bastards, man. The Lord's not dealing with them. This is their time to shine. This is their portion in life. You know, they leave their substance to their babes. This kid got a nice little suit, you know. Probably had a car at 15, 16, you know, never seen adversity in his life. You know. Now I'm not saying that, you know, our people don't take care of theirs, and you know, but these people have a head start in life, and these laws pertain to them. Okay, this is there to protect them, and this is the message that they want. Okay, you Jakes to get through your skull, man. And them having Joe Biden come at him, that's just a ploy. It's just tactics, man. This is all enchantments, all witchcraft, and you got to look into these stories more. Okay, so Lord willing, this was edifying. I was kind of all over the place. Lord willing, you know, it made sense. But yeah, you have to really look deep into what these devils talk about and what they do, what's going on in the news, because it's a lot of enchantments, man. It's a lot of, and if you're not, you know, the spirit ain't working with you, you're not gonna be able to see it. But we see it. We see it. You know, 7-year-old kid with a gun. Come on. If he really wanted to help, he would have just stayed out of it. But no, he had to kill 2 people and injure another one. Why? Because he's an Edomite. That's what they do. That's what the scriptures say. Their words are softer than oil, but war was in their heart. So Lord, when this is edifying, again, I want to say shalom.